Now Chris Cavanaugh from the crease, staggering. Cavs over to Dobson, left hand free, fires and scores. Simmons against Gray, shoots on the run and scores. Simmons over to Taylor. On the empty net, Notre Dame by 4. The Fighting Irish play like a champion today.
The Fighting Irish finally bring home a national championship and give Kevin Corrigan his hardware. Entman and the Kavanaughs are being praised, but there's one player who arguably is the key reason they won. Let me set the stage. Brennan O'Neil is averaging 5.1 points a game and is a Tewarton finalist. This postseason, he's been averaging 5 points all before the finals with a target on his back. In just the past 2 weeks, he's had plays like this.
Caps. O'Neil snares it, one hand. What a play, Brennan O'Neil! A highlight goal from the highlight king. Duke back in front.
Difference today.
And
Helm has been sensational. O'Neil over the shoulder, scores! Are the producers at SportsCenter watching?
That make him seem unguardable. But in this Tewarton finalist season, one game sticks out. Brennan O'Neil only scored 1 point against Notre Dame in the regular season matchup. Enter Chris Fake, the 5-time All-American that isn't getting nearly enough coverage for what he did in these finals. In the national championship, he held Brennan O'Neil to only 2 points, and his only goal was on man up. I hate it when people say Brennan O'Neil had a bad game. Brennan O'Neil had no chance as long as Chris Fake was guarding him. Let's look at some examples. Here's one of Brennan O'Neil's first possessions. Chris Fake has historically had some trouble with picks, but here he takes a different strategy and blows it up and doubles the ball. Brennan O'Neil has no idea what just happened behind him. He gets scared that Chris Fake is running after him, and he throws the ball to where he thinks his teammate is, but it turns out he's on the ground. Not a great start for him. Let's look at another one-on-one matchup. One thing you gotta learn about Chris Fake is do not let him get near you, and Brennan O'Neil made that mistake here. Instead of creating separation, he tries to bully dodge like he does to every other defenseman in the country, but that's a mistake against Fake. Holding his posture and denying topside, Fake owns this matchup, forcing Brennan O'Neil to go for the question mark, which he's uncomfortable in. While O'Neil hit a shot like this against Michigan, with Entman in goal, it's not going to fly. Here's where O'Neil tries to get smart. He activates the pick game, one of Fake's weaknesses, and initiates a dodge for space. All the right things to do against a physical defender, but it doesn't matter. Fake easily gets under the pick, and then from up top, look at his posture. His right foot is way higher up, denying O'Neil that top side and his strong left hand. Chris Fake's stick is also denying that top side of the field. This sends O'Neil down to his weak side and has him fading away on his shot. The best part about Chris Fake, though, is he's not just an eraser on the best player in the country. He can also handle the ball. If you don't believe me, look at these two plays. First off, Fake goes over the head on the pole. Impressive. But what's more impressive is stacking the ball off the first bounce after the check. Someone this big should not move like that. Now look at this. Will Donovan carries it up and gets it taken away at the midline. But Fake comes in and off the first bounce, he snags it. And off that snag, he's able to toe drag away from pressure. He then looks up and is met with a Duke LSM, and he flicks a dime to Jake Taylor down the field. The one play that'll give to Brennan O'Neil over Chris Fake is his assist. Fake's guarding O'Neil, he doesn't look over his shoulder, he doesn't see the pick, he gets blown up by it, his man slips, and it's an easy assist. In the defense of Fake, what I will say is that it was a national championship game, the stadium's loud, he could not have heard a pick call, so he would have had to see it himself. So while Entman was the obvious MVP of this game, I think people need to take a second look at Chris Fake.